queens, sisters manifesting their dreams. Get your cream by any means and beam with self-esteem. Beauty supreme and booty walk so mean. The way you fit in them jeans, you eat your cornbread and greens. Dance or a doctor, red wine or vodka. Redesign your spot and redefine your mantra. Retwist your locks and realign your chakras. Doing your squats and getting closer to God, huh? Brunching with your squad or taking a girl's trip. Adjust your crown, you God's gift to the world, sis. Celestial body, drink your water. Meditate, sun-kissed goddess, heavenly order. Levitate, tribe of Ashanti. Black girl magic, melanin popping. Whether you ratchet or lavish, whether you bougie or savage, you a gift and a treasure. You got to love a black girl getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together. These black girls getting a shift together, man. These black girls are getting a shift together. These black girls getting a shift together, dog. When God made you, boo, you know he showed out. Mahogany enchantress, blessings overflow now. Picture of success, seductive silhouettes on a spiritual quest. Manifest and be blessed. Mother, sister, auntie, tribe of Ashanti. Rocking your locks, I got a close crop blondie. The curse and the gift, uplift, apply pressure. Nothing like a black girl getting a shift together. Nothing like a black girl getting a shift together. Nothing like a black girl getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together, man. These black girls are getting a shift together, man. These black girls are getting a shift together.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together. This is a podcast about mental health and wellness, as well as self-empowerment for Black women. I'm your host, Ursula, and I'm a transformational life coach, as well as a mental health and wellness advocate. Each week, I promise to deliver relevant topics and resources that affect our community. So just remember, once we can identify any issues is when we can start to heal. Season 2 is almost coming to an end. I have 2 more episodes, and then we're going on a very short hiatus. But tonight, we have some good stuff. We're going to have a throwback show, and I'll explain to you in a minute. But I want to thank you all for returning. I'm so happy that you all are here. And I just want you all to know to make sure, check out the website, blackgirlsgettingtheirshifttogether.com. It was already been launched. You can check it out. I have merch, have my coaching packages, but you'll have to go on the website to see what kind of packages. But my favorite, FYI, is the Tribe Vibe, and that's a twist on a ladies' night, but with some self-care help with it. But you'll see it in the description. So wherever you are, let me know you're here. Type replay. If it's a replay, let me know what side of the country you're from. Also, I want to give a shout out. I have a new listener in Finland. I don't know who you are, but please contact me. I want to give you a shout out. My analytics show that you are always popping up on and downloading my episodes. I want to give you a special shout out. Let me know your name. So tonight's topic is about self-care. I'm going to bring this lovely guest on. We have some history. I'm going to bring her on right now, get her out of the waiting room. And there she is.
Hey there.
Hey, Alysia.
Hi.
How are you?
I literally am doing pretty good today. It's been a good day, smooths out, so I'm good. I'm good.
You look lovely.
Likewise, my dear.
So, you have an extensive resume. May I read just a smidget of what you've done in your short lifetime?
Short lifetime is cool. Yeah, you're good, sis. It's your show. You do you. It's all good.
The reason why I picked this sister, because she literally, and when I say literally, she can do it all. This is no bull whatsoever. I've known her for a very long time. So the reason why, and my motivation for asking Alysia to come on is because she does so much and she can do so much and she's not finished yet, but she also knows how to practice self-care. That's why I have her on. So I'm going to read just a few snippets about you, Alysia, as if you didn't know. So she's also an on-air personality with WEIB. She's been a former staff writer for Beautifully Inspired Women's Magazine. That I didn't know. Former director of marketing and communications at the YMCA, former editor, Western Mass Women's Magazine, former principal, I knew that, former principal teacher at Springfield Public Schools, that's in Massachusetts, a former project engineer at United Technologies Corporation. Of course, you're studying. Let's see. And she's a minister. Oh my God. She studied urban ministry at Gordon Conwell Theological Seminary, and she is a graduate of Tuskegee University.
TU, you know. Sorry, I had to get that one out.
Oh my God. So Alysia, tell us something else about you, because you've done it all.
No, okay. So I've done and been very, very fortunate to be able to do many of the different things that I enjoy doing. So I will say that. I guess as a native of Western Massachusetts, I grew up dancing throughout from basically 4-year-old on up to even to now. I still dance. So dancing has always been an integral part of my life. Singing, I've done some modeling, and some acting as well. So I love the arts. Writing, visual art as well. I used to do more pencil drawing back in the day. I just haven't been able to really pick it back up the way that I want to. But yeah, so I dabble in visual arts as well, but definitely things that are artistic, I love. So that kind of I love to do a lot of different things, and sometimes I've had a hard time saying no when an opportunity presented itself.
Right. So let me ask you this, with your parents, where did you get it from? Your mom, dad's side?
To be honest, the singing, yes. My parents were both singers. The dancing, I don't know. That's just me. That's just God was like, hey, this girl's gonna want to dance. So hey, yeah.
Wow. I kind of figured your mom was a singer.
My dad too, so they both sang. But yeah, my mother sang in Tuskegee. My father has sung throughout. My mother still, sings around the area, through church and other things, choirs. But yeah, they both have sung. They both are singers. So yeah,
Wow.
never
I did not know.
professionally, but they can sing. I'll say that.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Well, let's get right into this with self-care. I look at self-care as spring cleaning for the soul,
Mm,
because we do
that's
so
true.
much, isn't it?
It's
I
about
believe.
maintenance. It's about maintenance of your mind, body, and your spirit.
Do you feel like you could get burned out sometimes without
Oh, okay.
self-care?
So listen. So can you get burned off on self-care? Is that what you're saying?
No, from all that you do, and do
Oh,
you practice self-care? Not you like right now, but just
yeah.
in general, or do you wait till you get burnt out and then you say, "Oh, let me start practicing self-care," or is that just something you do to daily maintenance?
Okay, so let me pull it back and give a context. So I love science. I was an engineering student, but I love biology. So my father, veterinarian, retired. I grew up on my own wanting to read medical books, and I did as a youngster. So I look at everything from a very holistic standpoint. And I'm going somewhere with this. So if I look at the whole self, you know, your mind, your emotions, your spirit, your relationship, not just to others, to nature, to God, to others, your community, to your physical, it's like maintenance isn't automatic. I can't just drive until my car is out of gas, no pun intended considering the gas shortage, but no, I can't just wait until my engine is having problems and locking up to realize, oh, I guess I need to change my oil. So I need to be monitoring and keeping an eye on these things perpetually. I don't just brush my teeth once. I don't just take a shower once and wait until things are ridiculous. No, we do things that are maintenance. So to me, and from a scientific standpoint, like everything in your body is continually regenerating. Cellular regeneration is real. It's like you need to exfoliate. Like when you get in the shower and you're washing your body, you're actually exfoliating, getting rid of the dead skin cells. So there is a process of perpetual maintenance, which is why my lens on self-care is not just, oh, I wait to do these big things. No, my value of self-care, my definition of self-care is listening to your body and saying, you know what? I feel like I need to do this. And it doesn't have to be some kind of big, grandiose, expensive. I wait until I have time to maintain my body inside and out. It's like, and let me say this. I'm going to be kind of a little, not graphic, but I'm going to be very biological. You don't wait until your bladder is about to explode before you use the restroom and you empty your bladder. So there are things that we need to be continuously doing because it's just a part of your breathing, cellular respiration. It's like you have to just maintain. Now, the big things are lovely. If you can schedule a 90-minute massage, a trip to unplug from everything, kudos to you. But it's not, I want us to change the narrative on the definition of what self-care is. And it may be as simple as, you know what? I'm feeling like I'm a little, let me drink some water. Let me get up and take a break. Let me make sure that my shoulders aren't hunched and adjust my body. It's little things. It doesn't have to be grandiose. So
I love what you said on the cellular level and the exfoliating, because that's really what it is.
definitely.
And you don't think about it. You just do it if it's a part of your lifestyle. Routine. So speaking of routine, we're going to talk about, just like we said earlier, the topical self-care, and then we'll peel some layers back. So I love what you said about the massages. What else would you consider some of the smaller, big things just for a topical self-care?
It could be something, again, I'm really big on listening to your body. You have to listen to your body. And we get so caught up in this. And everything that I will say tonight is something that I have had a hashtag lesson learned or life lesson. So I'm only saying things that I've experienced, that I know for myself, or that, things that I can share. So little things like when you're on the computer and you're working, taking a few minutes and stop, walk away and realize, check your body positioning. Say, okay, am I scrunching my shoulders and putting tension in my neck? Am I hunched over, putting pressure on my upper back? Is my face scrunched up where I'm not realizing that I'm holding stress in my face? Am I breathing? And I don't mean shallow respiration. I mean, like, am I actually taking in oxygen, filling my lungs, and energizing my body? So even something as simple as self-check. Am I okay? Oh, wait, I didn't realize I'm clenching my jaw. That's something simple, but it's biological. So when you catch it and you're conscientious about it, you'll realize that, oh, wow, I didn't realize that I was holding that much tension on my neck. Or I need to pull back and, like, instead of, okay, let me go check that post one more time, or let me scroll back one more time and say, no, I need to take, my eyes are telling me, and I have two eyes. Last time I checked, we only have two, and they're with us from in vitro until we perish. Okay. If my eyes are tired and I realize that I need to just take 10 minutes or a few minutes, and literally I might just be sitting in front of my computer and I'm just going to close my eyes. I'm going to close my eyes, because what I realize, and I'm someone who is in front of the computer a lot, it gets to a point when if your eyes are too tired, you are not productive. You're not good. Your brain isn't functioning. I mean, you're just in a fog. It's like, instead of trying to work through that, sometimes you need to just pull back, close your eyes for 10, 15 minutes, lay there quietly, and you'll realize that it might not have been a whole nap or a sleep, but you're more productive. So you're more efficient.
I
Little,
love it.
get up and
For
brush your teeth. If you feel some kind of way, get up and brush your teeth. You might feel better.
Yeah, exactly. For any of my listeners, I would love for you to put in the comments, what do you do for your self-care? Because we're all about learning and sharing information. So let us know. We can pick up some tips from you as well. Speaking about the bladder, I will tell you, this is in the past, how I have ignored my self-care because I'm at work and I was like, no, I got to just finish this project. I got to finish. Like, your body's telling you, Ursula, go to the bathroom, still holding it. And am I really being productive? Am I really being efficient? Because now my focus is really scattered when I should just go to the restroom. That's
And
not
I want to be very
self-care.
clear. I want to be very, very clear. I have experienced life on multiple layers and levels, meaning I am empathetic to our medical staff who kind of almost have to hold it because of their schedule. I was a teacher, an educator. I understand that sometimes we do make adjustments and kind of have to work with it. And we can't always do what our body is saying immediately as soon as it's saying to do that. I am well aware of that. I know that some people are in a position, and I've been one of them at times in my life, where the thought of taking time out to take care of yourself, it seems like a foreign concept because you have responsibilities that are constantly pulling at you. I understand that. But concerning our own bodies, I am of the highest, I can't shout it from the mountaintops enough, that self-care is not selfish. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And I travel enough to know the speeches that the airline give you by heart. Secure your own mask before helping others. It's not to say that helping others is not important. It's not to say that helping others is not noble. We're supposed to do it. We have responsibilities interpersonally and interpersonally. But if you don't take care of yourself, you will have nothing to give anyone else. And the responsibilities that you have will fall to the wayside. And if you care about people, you're no good to them if you're not here, because you've worn yourself down into the ground. You're no good. And
You're really not good.
I believe, and this is where my foundation of self-care is, I believe that there is an intrinsic value in each of us. You hear sometimes like, oh, a high value man or a high value woman. Listen, if you are here in this plane called planet Earth, you are of value. And because you are of value, it does not matter what your zip code is or your socioeconomic status or whatever your career, whatever alphabet you have behind your name or don't, whatever car label you drive, you wear, or whatever, it makes no difference. You are a human spirit living inside of an actual body. And if we don't take care of these bodies, so yes, you have an automatic value, which means that you have you have responsibility to yourself to take care of yourself. And that does not always look the same for different people, because as unique as our fingerprints are, is as unique as our own self-care needs, wants, and desires are. Somebody might not need,
Absolutely.
they're like, what the hell's a bubble bath? I don't care about no damn bubble bath. I'd be like, I've been in a situation where, okay, I like bubble baths, but I've been living in places where I'm not going to take a bath. I might not have a tub, or I'm definitely not going to get in that tub. So no, it would not be relaxing for me to be thinking I'm getting in a tub that I think is not, so it might not be a bubble bath. It might be a walk. Some people don't really care for walks. It might be dancing. It might be music. Listen, we have to take stock and account. And while we have lists that make suggestions, if I don't like tea, don't tell me to drink tea. I don't need to drink tea. That's not doing anything. That's not self-care to me. And to be honest with you, Ursula, people say, oh, go get a manicure. Well, guess what? It's not relaxing for me to have somebody
Right.
poking on my cuticles. Now, I might get, I'll get a pedicure now just for like maintenance type situations, but that's not relaxing for me personally. That's just not. So we have
Right.
to not try to go by, this is what so-and-so says is self-care, and listen to yourself, because that's the only self that matters when you're talking self-care.
I agree. I really believe everybody knows innately what is good for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it may, like you said, it may not look the same for everyone. I'm going to read some comments.
Yeah.
So, Travis, he is checking in from YouTube. Hello, Travis. He says he gets massages bi-weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's his form of self-care. And he's also in the gym right now watching the podcast.
Yeah,
Love
it is.
it.
Thank you,
But then
Travis. That's what I'm talking about.
right. But then on the flip side, Tanya Peel, she says, I know her very well. She says she gets manicures. Now, see, for you, manicures aren't good for you, for your self-care, but she enjoys manicures. So you're right. It looks different for everyone. She gets massages. She gets her hair done. Yes, she does. And sometimes she looks different all the time, but it looks dope. And sometimes she buys something for herself. Looks different.
It
Looks
looks
different.
different. And as
Mm.
unique as we are individualistic, we have to, again, that requires self-reflection. And that requires you saying to yourself, self, I think you are important enough to the world that you have something to offer and that you need to take care of yourself so that you can actually give that gift to the world. Otherwise, you're drained, you're stressed, everything is connected. So your health is going to go if you're not maintaining yourself. And again, it looks different to different people, but there are some that are biologically similar. We need to take in nutrition. That's important because, again, how we eat, what we consume, take into our body affects how you're feeling sluggish or how you're feeling tired, or if your body is actually addicted to sugar, that's going to impact the way you interact with the world. Or I'm big. For me, a big part of my self-care is I've always believed in my vitamin supplements. And I know we don't get really enough from the food that we might take in.
Mm-hmm.
So supplementation for me has always been important. And I feel, much, it makes me feel better. It makes me feel good. And that's important for me.
I love it. Let's touch on this. I loved how you said about listening to your body. And as an example, you talked about nutrition for your body. Let's peel back some layers and talk about nutrition for the soul.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I love how you also see, I knew we were going to vibe well on this girlfriend.
You already know this.
I loved how you also said, you mentioned being holistic about everything. I'm going to read a quote that really made my soul vibrate. It's about emotional self-care. Emotional self-care can be described as caring for your emotional needs by identifying and nurturing your feelings, your conscious inner state, and your intellect. Pretty much emotionally resilient living. And once you learn how to handle your thoughts and feelings, you'll be able to get through any tough situations. Thoughts.
And that emotional resiliency is so crucial because, like I say all the time, we are all traveling through this thing called life. And we can try to be as most prepared. We can have everything lined out, but life happens. And life is this journey of highs and lows, and it affects all of us. Not all of us get hit in the same type of way. We don't all experience, again, like those fingerprints. They're all different. However, no one, I don't care how wealthy, how well connected, how whatever your pedigree, it does not make a difference. You are going to go through some highs and lows. So that emotional resiliency is key. Again, I think that we are energy. And with the science background thing, I'm going to, say it all the time. Energy, if you study science, It cannot be destroyed. It just changes forms. So when you're talking about your physical energy, we talk about that. That's a result of the nutrition that you take in, your breathing, your heart rate, everything else. And that affects how your muscles work, how your central nervous system works, how your chemicals are released, how your lungs fill to capacity or not. All that's connected. Same thing emotionally and spiritually. Because if you are listening to your body, like you're listening to your heart, like you're listening to your emotions, you'll know, listen, life has conflict, but my energy, my vibe is not feeling good in situation A or with people over here or this group. No, 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 no. So I have to listen and nurture that part of me that says, yeah, we as human beings who interact with each other will have conflict. But if it's a perpetual negative vibe and there's just constant conflict and my whole, to some people say my spirit gets vexed, or I'm just not vibing, or the spirit is just not right. Listen to it, because you have no business just subjecting yourself to breathing in that negative toxicity all the time. If you value yourself, you won't swim around in sludgy, nasty water. You won't wash your hands with disgusting toilet water, right? So if your spirit and your emotions, why do you constantly subject yourself to being around people who are not nurturing? Again, conflict is going to happen. We work through those. But I'm talking about, it's perpetual. It's always something. It's never any upliftingness. Uplifting. I'm making a word
Yes.
today. Come on. That's not good for you. And everything is connected. Your spirit, your emotions, it takes root and it affects your body. Your heart rate goes up. Does your heart rate go up? Do you start stressing out? Do chemicals do they get released into your bloodstream when you see somebody and your skin? Listen to that.
I always believe your body, mind, body, soul will always give you little triggers. And I feel sometimes we're so conditioned that we ignore it. Guilty. I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, Celeste the Therapist. She had on this brother named Jeff, and they were going in, and it was similar to this about bodies giving you triggers to know. So he was talking about a car, how a car, if you're driving it and you're driving right in the hell out of that car, well, the engine light's gonna come on. Or what I do, if I hear something rattling, I turn the music up because I don't want to hear the rattle, because that means money to me. I don't have to go to the damn mechanic. But I'm in the dental field, so I can really make it personal. A couple years ago, I was chewing something. It's like, ooh, my molar, just a little twinge. 6 years ago, let me go further back. I was like, it's fine. Then the twinge starts happening more. I'm ignoring it, and I'm still eating and doing what I want. Now it really twinged hard. Oh, instead of going to the dentist, I'm gonna start chewing on the opposite side.
Been there, done that.
Then I bite into this turkey burger. Matter of fact, I was talking to Tanya, who just was on, made a comment, talking to her on the phone, and there was a piece of bone in the burger, and I cracked my molar. Ask me, did I go to the dentist?
I'm not going to ask because I know you didn't.
I didn't go. My body's telling me, Ursula, go to the dentist. Then it got to the point where just simple air.
Yeah, cold air, drink something hot, cold, that nerve ending to just like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah. And I still didn't go to the dentist. So I was still ignoring the body signs. I was still ignoring the tooth pain, and I'm covering up home remedies. I didn't get it checked out.
It's time for that baby to come out.
Yeah. And it got to the point, it was so bad because I ignored all the signs. The molar literally split all the way down to the root canal. And guess what? I had to get my tooth pulled.
Yeah, it had to come out. It
It
had to
had to
come
come
out.
out. And if I would have just had that first twinge or two and just had it, I could have had a cavity. Now I don't have a tooth back there. You see what I'm saying? Your body
I'm
ignores.
telling you, like I know it. I've been there. I can listen. I listen. I know. I know. But again, what happens when we ignore something? Or sometimes, what if we're too busy? Now, you felt the twinges. You were self-aware to actually feel the twinge. What if you were living your life so grind that you never even really actually felt that thing? So you felt it, but what happens when we are so busy, so hectic that we don't even feel the signs, that we can even ignore them? You know what I'm saying? So it's one thing to feel it and choose to ignore it. But what if you never really feel it because you're so, that's why we have so many health issues, because we have not even been able to feel it and be still enough to feel it, to recognize that there's a problem.
Ooh, girl, I love
That's
what you said.
self-care. That is self-care, where you have to say, I care about I have 5 foot 5.5 inches of self, that if I don't listen and respect this thing enough, and respect my mind and my emotions and my spiritual being enough, who else will?
Mm, that's amazing. I love it. Ooh. Speaking of the self-awareness, I say that we pick up our emotional toolbox and let's look into it. Remember those the 10 steps, that graphic?
Yep.
That's our emotional toolbox. Let's dig
Okay.
into it.
Let's dig in.
But I would consider also an emotional toolbox is um, tools that we can use for our self-awareness or
Mm-hmm.
even discovering it, and to
Mm-hmm.
slow down,
Mm-hmm.
breathe.
Listen, let me jump in and just add this real quick. You know how I told you that I love science, I love biology, I love all things human biology. Many people don't really know this, but obviously your heart is a muscle. You have one heart. It's been with you, again, in vitro until the day when it stops beating. But there is a tiny, very heart is a muscle, but there is a tiny patch of specialized cells that are called the pacemaker. Now,
Mm.
we hear when people say, oh, I have a automatic pacemaker, but there are these little tiny patch of cells that are called the pacemaker, that is what actually regulates your heartbeat. So imagine the size of your heart is about the size of your fist, and there's a teeny patch of cells that control the heartbeat. Well, once that thing stops beating, that's it, boo, you're gone. So I always, when I begin to feel myself getting, stressed out as far as listening to your body, I'm taking that and I'm sharing very literally to listen to your heart beat. So,
Mm.
for example, if I'm laying, this is for ha-has on my left side, and I'm really just trying to be still, I try to get to the point, maybe, 5 to 10 minutes, and just kind of just sitting there, laying there, listening to my heartbeat. It can kind of freak you out because it's like, look, look, it's the whole
Yeah.
heartbeat going. But that moment, or those few moments of me just laying very still, phone off to the side, TV down, or whatever, and just laying there, and inside of my body, I hear my heartbeat. And that is a very centering moment where it's like, I have to respect my
Mm.
heart. I have to honor and respect my pacemaker cells, because I want you to keep on going. I got stuff to do. So to me, taking those few minutes to just be in the moment and hearing my heartbeat is very centering, to respect that when I'm around a situation that's causing adrenaline to rush, which is not a good thing. It's a stress or fight or flight. And I'm around certain people or certain situations that are arousing it's just not good. It's not good to my heart. It's not good to my mind, to my spirit, or my emotion. I got to respect that physically, spiritually, and emotionally, because I say to myself, you're worth it. And so we have to reclaim our value and say, you know what? I don't care if anybody else feels it. I am worth it. I am worth taking care of this package that I'm blessed with, and roll with it. And that goes to emotions as well, because it's all connected.
It really is. It really is. Holistically, it is connected.
You can't separate.
No, you cannot. So I have on here about being present. This is part of, for people who are listening, these are parts of an emotional toolbox for self-care. To be present, meaning to stay in the present moment. If your mind is constantly jumping between the past, the present, and future, it is draining your energy.
It is.
Facts. You know, we are been trained to be such good multitaskers in the home. You know, matter of fact, I'm brushing my teeth. I was like, oh, let me put some clothes in the dryer. Well, now that I'm halfway to the kitchen, let me put some eggs on to boil. And I'm really not being productive because I'm walking around and I just have a toothbrush in my mouth. Have I brushed my teeth yet? But I'm not being present. You know what I mean? And to take it a step,
I do.
you get it.
I do. And again, so
then we take it a step further. We still do that with negative thoughts in our mind, or ruminating on past traumas that has happened and we never dealt with the unhealed trauma. The same thing goes on in the brain. You know, you're going back to the past, you're skipping over the present, being in the moment, grounding yourself, and you're off into the future. What could have, should have, would have happened? Not good.
Now, full disclosure, I am a perpetual multitasker. I do. But what I do, because I believe in balance. So all the times that I am multitasking, because again, part of my mantra has always been efficient and effective. So I'm trying to be efficient. If I'm walking in this direction anyway, why not drop it? Because I'm headed in that direction anyway. To me, that just makes sense. So yeah, I do multitask a lot. But when I pull back, that's it. I'm not touching anything. I'm not doing things. So I give myself space to unplug from what's almost, I feel like I naturally, before anybody taught me how to multitask, before culture and society said you got to be all things to all people at the same time. Before that, I think I was always a person who would multitask, but I make space to not do it at all. And like give myself, my brain, a mental break from multitasking. But you have to be conscientious and very specific about saying, I do this a lot, but I value, like, I love to work out. I love it. But if you know, like, oh, boys in the gym, like Travis is in the gym, you have rest days. Because if you perpetually are working a muscle group, you never give that bicep, that tricep, that gluteus maximus, you never give that body part, that muscle, a chance to actually recover. So you're doing more damage. So giving yourself space to recover, to me, is essentially what self-care is. When your body is sleeping, that's when your body is working without your brain and your body getting in the way, but your actual internal body is working to heal itself, to regenerate itself. So if you're not taking that into consideration and giving your body, your mind, your spirit space to rest, you're not giving your body a chance to be as healthy as it should be. Your mind as healthy as you should be. Your spirit as healthy as you should be. And I'm taking a spiritual biblical context right now. Jesus rested. Okay, so Jesus out here healing folks, you know, doing this. Everybody's pulling on him, can't go anywhere. Everybody's pulling on, heal me, heal my. And Jesus took naps. Jesus went to sleep. Jesus said, I'm about to disappear on y'all and go hang out and chill and self-care for a bit. So please, we got to get out of this. Like everything is a grind, 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 grind. Because mechanically, all you're doing is grinding gears. That's called destruction.
That I'm such a non-advocate of team no sleep. No, I'm going to get my rest. I'm going to rest my body, but more importantly, I'm going to rest my brain. Because sometimes you can walk around living, but and still be brain dead.
Yeah, I'm not about that life.
Right. I loved how you talked about spirituality. Let's explore that.
Sure.
I'm going to read this here. So spirituality can offer a place of calm and peace like no other practice. The key to finding the spiritual path that resonates within you is to have an open heart and an open mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, so many times people try to fit a spiritual practice into a box when if you open up your mind and allow yourself to see the miracles in everything, when you take that walk and you're really open to seeing and observing nature in a way that you can't see when you drive past it. So I'm actually noticing, wow, there is a plant that is coming up through a crack in the sidewalk. Whoa, like that's deep. I just got some kind of like life revelation because no matter what obstacles and concretes are in my way, I'm about to push through it and bring some life forth. So opening up your brain to like see. I love clouds. I love traveling, so I love being up in the clouds. Literally, I mean, half my phone is pictures of clouds for real. So when I'm going through the clouds, I'm having spiritual moments. If I'm, lifting up in the airplane, seeing, I'm like marveling at the fact that, oh my gosh, this plane is not the spirit, the forces that God. So I'm watching and looking for opportunities to see the spirit in everything. And that takes it out of, okay, I must fit, God or creator in a box. No, that's not going to work. And when you open out past that, you begin to marvel in how amazing your human body is, or how amazing systems of nature are, or how amazing looking at the solar system. That expands you out past, I got to get this paper done. I got to get this invoice turned in. See God in everything. And it takes you out of the box of your own mind and the box of your office or the box of your Zoom screen. It takes you out of that to be able to see and experience a whole nother level of living that will blow your mind if you let it. So that's self-care, recognizing that, wow, this whole world is deep, man.
Indeed, it is. That's a great segue into the next tip on emotional self-care. You are just hitting on it and you don't even know. That's how I know you about this life. So the next point I'd like to bring up, wow, gratitude and appreciation. Prioritize the feeling of gratitude by intentionally showing appreciation for people and things around you. That goes back to that flower growing under that concrete you just talked about. Gratitude is the best way to get out of an emotion rut quickly.
I got to tell you, I am not just the one to be like, oh, hashtag thankful, grateful, blessed. That's legit for me. I am thankful for every lesson ever learned in life, situations, people who have come, people who have gone, a lifetime of human interactions. I'm thankful for all of it. And it's not like it happens automatically. It's being intentional to say, what can I learn from this? Be it positive, negative, or indifferent. What can I learn from this? That's being very intentional with self-care. Because if it happened around me, there is something that I can glean from that experience to make me better, stronger, and smarter. And I'm gonna throw something else into it too, like, being grateful, again, on a whole spiritual level, in a physical, how it manifests physically, is that when you allow yourself to reflect on things that make you grateful, it could be as simple as I got in a car and man, that I could have been in an accident and it didn't happen. Shoot, I got there safely. I'm grateful. Oh my gosh, I did X, Y, Z and this didn't happen. I am grateful because what could have happened that I did or did not know didn't happen. So I'm thankful of that in and of itself. But here's the thing. If I'm sitting and relaxing in my state of being thankful and I'm allowing myself just to reflect on the positive things, that I am a survivor, I am Phoenix rising, I am still here. What that does inside of your body is it releases chemicals. And those endorphins, I love them. I'm so grateful that our pituitary gland, a little thing in the back, releases these polypeptides, and like we're able to have these chemicals released into our central nervous system. That means it flows throughout your entire body. Your entire body is energized with a spirit of gratitude, if you let it, which takes you to a place and you'll begin to feel like peace even in your body. You'll allow that that dopamine, that oxytocin, all those chemicals that relax you and release you and to make you feel good. That's like God's gift, man. Live for those endorphins. Exercise makes those endorphins get released. Gratitude makes those endorphins get released. You know, maybe wine and chocolate, maybe they do too. I don't know, but you know, everything from human touch and your sexuality, it's all connected to heal your body and release these beautiful chemicals into your bloodstream that affect your whole body. So that's self-care.
It really is. And before we go on, for the listeners, if you can type in the comments, let us know some things that you're grateful for. How do you show your gratitude? So, full disclosure,
always.
I'll get ready. Right. So I would get ready for work, and, work would be a toxic environment. And little did I know I was intentionally setting my day because, and I've mentioned this on the pod before, when I would wake up and I already knew what my day was going to be like once I got to work. And you know what the first word would be out of my mouth? A big, oh my God. And I was thinking, well, my boss is having a bad day. We're all going to have a bad day. That is no. So I learned from my life coach just exactly things that you were saying, that when you wake up, you may have a bad day, but there has to be at least one little thing that you can be grateful for. And just by opening up your eyes in the morning, that right there, you have one checklist right off the bat. So what I do, I set my intentions for the day. And I start when I'm in the shower, brushing my teeth, instead of like really grounding myself with my gratitude list and brushing my teeth, as opposed to putting clothes in the dryer, boiling eggs, and I'm really not doing anything, right? So I set my intentions for the day and my gratitude. And, minimum of 3. Of course, it can be more. And then at the end of the day, I always count my wins. What was your win today? So a win was, I wake up, my first word wasn't fuck.
You're moving forward.
Yeah. And also that I did not let anybody else's bad day become my bad day.
Yes.
I give them the power and they don't even know it.
Yes.
With high blood pressure, and I'm not doing that anymore. No, ma'am.
There's a saying that says, ain't my circus, ain't my monkeys. I'm like, just because you get invited to some crazy pandemonium stuff doesn't mean that I have to walk into it. And that will sometimes emotionally mean, you know what? I know we have XYZ type of relationship, but you are unhealthy for my mind, my body, my spirit. I sense it all through my bloodstream. My heart gets into palpitations. My blood pressure is up and I'm around you. I'm sorry. I love myself enough to pull back and away. that is a way, whether it be a job situation, and I've experienced that too, whether it be interpersonal relationships or whatever, and it does not matter. Sometimes it might even be blood. The reality is that if it is not healthy for you, it is incumbent upon you to care enough about yourself to pull back. Because when it comes to an employer, you can run yourself into the ground. And if you were to have a heart attack or a stroke, and we are of the age, and people, this is not to sound morbid, this is to be realistic. There are people who we know that we came up with that are no longer here, and people who we might not know that are all of a sudden not here with us in this world. So it's like, if that happens, your job, as much as they will grieve your loss and pray for your family and send their thoughts and prayers, that job, that position will be posted on Indeed before the clock strikes 12. Take care of yourself. Use your sick days. Use a mental health day.
I was just going to say that. Use those damn sick days.
Because you don't.
Complete it. You know, my mom is old school. And, you know, I'm going to say it. She's old school. And I remember when I would take a day off, and I'm a good employee. Like when I'm at work, I work, you know? Yep. And I was like, oh my God, I'll never forget. I was like, I'm taking the day off. Are you sick? No. You know, you need to go into work. I'm not feeling well emotionally today. No. But when I was younger here and here, oh man, she's right. Let me go on in. No. No. And to show you how much my employer at the time cared, I had an accident here. No, I had my parents' house. I tripped, and long story short, I ended up getting a concussion. Knocked myself out, and I woke up on the floor. Now, my parents lived 10 minutes away. I did not, once I came to, I woke up, the dogs were sleeping next to me. And the doctors thought I broke my collarbone because I hit it so hard and my head hit the door frame. And I felt my brain tap on the inside of my skull. To this day, I can still remember. It didn't hurt, but I remember that was it. And then I woke up on the floor. I did not remember driving home. It was a 10-minute ride. And then I had the worst headache. I still went to work the next day. I didn't go to the doctor.
Child, please.
But listen, this is the crazy part. My boss, she said, okay, well, here's the work schedule for today. Like, and it was a double load. She knew it had happened. Think she cared? Hell,
you have to advocate for yourself. That's about, you have to say to myself, if nobody else understands, because they're dealing with and again, this is no indictment on other people, because everybody has to deal with their own responsibilities and everything else. But that's why it is utterly important that you advocate for yourself. That's why it's called self-care. It's not called somebody else to take care. It's called self-care. And we have to reclaim that. That is not a bad thing. No, I won't say normalized, but no, the paradigm has got to shift, because every time people feel guilty about taking a day off. And again, I'm just like you. I went and I had a tooth pull one time, and I went back to school the next day. Like, what the hell are you doing in school teaching? You just had a tooth pull. No, I went back later on that day. I was nuts, crazy. No judgment. But my point is, if we don't advocate for ourselves, and again, realizing that we don't just, maybe it's a Western thing, but it's not just, health is not just your heartbeat, your EKGs, your rhythm. It's not just that. It is everything. It's all connected. And if we can watch this. When I was teaching, and I would come back after teaching a full day of school, and I come back in the house, and my kids they'll vouch for it. They're adults now, but I said, listen, mommy, it loves you dearly. And it was a speech all the time. Mommy loves you dearly, but I need to be the best mommy that I can be for you. I need 30 minutes. So whether you all go eat something, do whatever. I remember clearly, I would walk in the room and be, listen, I love you all so much, but I need 30 minutes. In order for me to be the best mom that I need to be, I'll check y'all on 30. And then maybe like, no, you need to go in and get them on schedule, because no. For me to be right to my children I had to take that time and just, if it's sitting in a car is self-care, like when you sit in a car before you go in the house or whatever, you have to do it. It's not a bad thing. And stop feeling guilty about putting yourself in the equation. I love to-do lists. It helps me out. It makes me feel good to check things off to-do lists. I do like productivity. I do like doing what I need to do to get done. But I was not for years putting myself anywhere on anybody's to-do list, let alone my own. And I had to realize, no, I have to prioritize myself. So put yourself on your to-do list. If it is building in on the to-do list, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. If you want to dance fast, turn on the music. If you want to dance slow, if you want to meditate, if you want to get an orgasm, whatever you need to do, put it on your list because you are important enough. You are valuable. It's not even enough. You are valuable. And you have to value yourself and put that self-care, whether it be this, that, or whatever puts you in a place of being in the moment and balancing out your energy, mind, body, spirit.
I love
you gotta
it.
Do it. You got to do it.
I'm going to read a couple of comments. Hey, Tracy. She said when she wakes up, when I wake up, I will look towards the sky. Yes, look at the trees and the water and repeat, I thank you, Lord. See, she's grounding herself right there. She's being in the moment. She's appreciating what she's not walking around with the toothbrush in her mouth and like my. And she said, that's right. For your mental health, use your sick day.
Yes. Yes.
And she also said, if you know you are not mentally stable and need a mental day, please stay at home. She just said what you just said, Alysia. You are no good to your team or the company.
No. And let me just add something to this too. So being mentally right. We have, as I said before, no matter what your background is, your backstory or your socioeconomic or anything, geography, doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you're a human being, you experience the highs and lows of life. That it is what it is. But that also goes to, we have to respect the fact that I personally am I like life. I like being inspired. I like I wish we could teach the world to sing, hold hands, sit in a circle, sing kumbaya, everybody get along. That's who I am to my core. But there are days when you're just like, I need to not really be around anybody right now. And it's not to say that anything is wrong or that I'm super sad, but there are a whole range of human emotions that are meant for us to explore. And there are times when it's good to be angry. And you have to sit in that anger and allow yourself to say, let me channel into some righteous indignation. And I'm angry right now. That's a normal emotion. Or right now I'm sad. Or right now I am feeling happy. Or right now I'm pissed off. Or whatever the range of human emotions is, we are human. Homo sapiens sapiens. It's like we experience it all. And I'm going to take it back to a biblical context one more time. Look at Jesus. Jesus got angry. Jesus was sad. Jesus was happy. Jesus was joyful. All these different emotions we all feel as human beings. And some people like to over glorify and say, oh, we're only supposed to be happy all day. No. Super quick example. I know we're kind of running towards time. But one of my favorite examples in the New Testament is everybody like, oh, well, what would Jesus do? Be like Jesus. Well, you know what? Jesus is the same Jesus that was sitting there in the temple watching all the injustice happening and people taking advantage of the poor and the underrepresented and he was very, very angry, and he sat there in the corner, read your Bible, sat there in the corner and braided up a whip. Watch this. We talk about Jesus clearing the temple, but imagine the visuals. So Jesus was righteously indignant and angry enough to sit there in the corner, braid up a whip, and start whipping the people out who were doing wrong by the people. So let's just be real about this thing. Anger is there for a reason in our human psyche. Sadness is there, everything. So we have to respect as we go through these normal phases and stages of our human emotions, and not try to suppress things. And
Yes.
if you know right now you're in a place where you're not emotionally in a good space to interact with people, because you probably flip the heck out, respect that and say, you know what? I need to pull back right now. And we got to start doing that. We have got to start doing that and giving value to the course of human emotions that we actually have, where it's there for a reason.
I learned that in group therapy. And I never thought about it like this. Speaking of anger and how anger can be a positive, it's how you change the narrative of being angry as opposed to suppressing it.
Yeah.
Because if you
There's a time
suppress
and a place.
right, exactly. And suppressing it, you cannot have peace, or I'm just doing it to keep the peace. I'm gonna shut. No, I'm angry right now. Yeah.
No.
Or I'll admit, I'm a full disclosure that Michelle Obama saying,
When they go low, you go high.
Yeah, no, that. But instead of going high, I like to go to hell. And take it to hell. Like it's not good, but I would experience that. And when I let it out, I felt better.
There is a time and a place for that. Be like, I can say, well, I know what it's like to hold and to suppress things, but there comes a point when you have to, again, value yourself and value your own stress level and the chemicals that are being released negatively in your body, and say, you know what? No, I don't have to just sit here and take X. And of course, we're talking about using things where someone is obviously, not where you're being misunderstood because you're actually in the wrong. I'm not talking about that kind of stuff. I'm talking about when it is a injustice situation, right? It's okay to say, you know what? No, we need to have an adult conversation. The way you are making me very, very uncomfortable. I don't have to sit and be uncomfortable just to make you feel comfortable, like you can take advantage of a situation. There is a time and a place for saying and asserting yourself because you value yourself. And you say, you know what? We're going to have a conversation. It's not going to be pretty, but we're going to have a conversation, and how the chips fall is how they fall. But I'm no longer going to sit here and be denigrated or anything else and allow myself to absorb your bad day or to absorb your unhealed trauma or to absorb your abusive behaviors just to get along. No. And it's okay to assert yourself, release that, and move forward, even if it means that. And I'm just going to add one more thing, what you were talking about with the value of emotions. There was a movie, I don't remember what it was called, but it was an animated movie. It was I think it was Disney Pixar. I can't recall the name right now, but the little girl was dealing with all these emotions inside of her. And so it's like the sadness and happy and anger and all these different things. It was Disney Pixar. I can't remember what it was right now, but that movie even made me realize, wow, sadness actually has a role to play in balancing out our human walk and our human existence, because it will sometimes cause us to stop, pull back, reflect. Because if we don't take time to be very intentional with our go lifestyle, we never take that time to pull back. Or when we do experience sadness, we have to sit in that and go through the process of mourning. Some cultures have like a whole mourning ritual where they take X amount of days and those are the time of mourning. But you have to sit in those emotions, work through them, because it's a part of a well-balanced, healthy, holistic, everything is connected kind of life.
Exactly. And not setting that attention, once again, ignoring those signs, we're not having this conversation that I really want to have, but I'm going to ignore it. Or going back to Tracy, she just put a comment about a need to release and be transparent, right? but keep it,
Yes.
suppress it, it really doesn't work, because guess
Nope.
what? Back to the beginning part of our conversation, it shows up in different ways.
It will
And
manifest in your health, if it's your skin, if it's your immune system. Because when you're constantly walking in a stressful state, your body does not have a chance to have its own sense of peace, and so it will show up in your immune system. It will show up in your skin and your internal organs, in your ulcer, in your blood, and it'll show up. So respect and value yourself enough to when you sense,
exactly.
if you don't do it, something, no one else is going to do it for you. And that movie was Inside Out.
Inside Out.
Inside
Let me
Out was the
write
name of
that
that
down.
movie. Inside
You
Out.
know,
Yep.
have you heard of this book called The Body Keeps the Score? It's by Bessel van der Kolk.
I haven't. I'm not
Something.
gonna lie. No, I haven't.
Well, it talks exactly what you said about when people experience trauma or suppress their emotions. Uh, Stress can kill you. Exactly,
Yes, it
Tracy.
will.
But the body
Yes.
keeps the score, and if it's not showing up on what is this, May 12th, 2021, it may show up May 12th,
2022.
2031,
Yep.
32, doesn't matter. It does come, it does show up.
And your
So
body, and there's this other principle in your body called homeostasis. Your body will basically fight to preserve itself. Your body itself will fight to keep you alive. If you are in a situation and you're losing oxygen or you're losing blood, your body will begin to move and keep in certain areas to preserve your life. Your body is conspiring to keep you not just alive, but alive, healthy, well, and together. So don't fight it by feeling like you have to constantly go, 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 go and grind the gears. And no, that's
and
not
team
healthy.
no sleep. We're not doing that. You know, I would love to have you back. And the
You know I'll be
topic
back.
would
Whatever you
be,
need, girl, I got you.
yeah, about setting boundaries, because that is also part of
Ooh,
emotional self-care,
that's what
and
I was talking about,
how,
that boundary setting.
yeah, and how someone maintains their emotional integrity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to get
Yeah.
back with you on that
Listen,
after
I'm
hiatus.
good. There's so much, girl. This is such a broad topic. It's like,
It
and
really
then I
is.
mean, you put so many things into it. It's like, yeah, maybe a bubble bath here, and maybe it's you just need to feel good in another way. And just, I'm about that endorphin life. Keep your skin clear.
Yeah,
Get the endorphins going on. And I know, and we got to normalize all of it, because you don't have to just, okay, I'm going to put this on my face. And I believe that you will glow from the inside out. When things are in alignment, when you're being balanced, it's like you don't have to try to put on, certain skin creams and whatever. It's going to glow out of you. If you're taking the nutrition in, it's going to glow out of you. And that's something that is irresistible. But most of all, it's healthy, because that
it,
energy has to go out, but it has to be, you just got to take care of yourself.
and it will show up whether it's in a positive way or negative way. Someone I know, Katrina, I
Mm-hmm.
saw her a couple years ago at a friend's birthday party, and I hadn't seen her face to face in a couple years. We used to be on the kickball league. I saw her. I was like, Katrina, what is going on? I said, you look so beautiful. I mean, she had a glow, and it was
Mm-hmm.
nighttime, but I saw it. And then when she pulled
Mm-hmm.
me aside and said what was going on and how she is on the other side of what was going on, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, wow, that makes sense. And that's when it
We
clicked. That inner glow is real, and it has nothing to do with makeup.
feel
She didn't wear a lot of makeup,
nothing,
but it came from
nothing,
within.
nothing
Yeah.
to do with, it has to do with, again, I truly believe that when you respect the systems of your body, the emotional state that you have, and respecting the fact that no matter what, you've survived something. Some people have
Mm,
survived far, far, far more than others. But even when I was at my most destitute, and girl, I got a story. We don't have time for it now, but I'm just telling you, I have been on the entire spectrum of all kind of everything down to basically being destitute. And I'm not just talking about, oh, I only got a couple $100s. I'm talking about like beyond there. So
Right.
I can look back over the course of my life and say, you know what, girl, you are a survivor. So even on my most days that it's like, I just really don't feel like, or I feel like I haven't hit my to-do list, or I feel like I'm not doing something that I said I was going to do by a certain day. My final message is to give yourself grace. Give yourself grace.
Yeah.
You didn't hit the artificial deadline that you might have set for yourself. I know I would love to achieve things, and when I want to do it, by the time, give yourself, because what is time? I could get metaphysical here, but what is time? Don't stress about that. You are surviving a pandemic globally. You're still here. You're managing in ways that you might have never ever thought that you'd be managing before. Give yourself grace if you get up and you say, you know what? I just don't quite feel like doing XYZ. And if you have that space, respect it. But give yourself grace. Forgive yourself for your younger mistakes that you made. Forgive yourself for allowing other people to put you in a box where you absorbed their negativity and you did not advocate for yourself. You have to grow through
Ooh.
things. Give yourself grace and let that positive energy flow through you. And again, it's not something that a fresh cut or a fresh shave or a new hairstyle or makeup or skin, it's not going to make a difference, because it'll be such an authentic glow from the inside out. Just make sure you remind people to just take care of themselves.
Exactly. And I love how you said about being authentic and going
Authentic.
back, right. And going back to Tracy's comment about wanting to release and to be transparent.
Mhm.
When you're transparent, that's when the
Girl.
authenticity, like the true inner glow authenticity shines.
And it's liberating, because you know, who am I trying to put in like, everybody has this, and girl, let's not even bring social media into it, but it's like we have all these different standards that we're trying to live up to, and the snapback has to be like this after childbirth. And if you're caught in the middle between taking care of elder parents or raising young children, or now you have a job full time and then you're trying to manage your children's online learning, it's like there are so many things that are pulling at us. We have to give ourselves grace and say, you know what? I'm not meant to hit everything at the same exact time.
And
And in
it's
my
okay
life,
if you
as many
don't.
people, girl, and listen, as many things as I, can say, okay, well, I've done this, but people say, well, how do you do it all? I don't do it all at the same time. That's how. I've never done everything. I look back at my list and say, wow, I've done X, Y, Z. It's not because I did it all. Many times I did have overlapping careers and things that I was doing and raising children. I had 4 kids under 6 at the same time, and working full time and doing independent gigs and trying to help. Trust and believe, I've done it. But my point is, over the scope of my life thus far, I have not done everything at the same time. Give yourself grace to breathe, and give
Yes.
yourself grace to just be. Just be.
Just be, I wonder how many people, and I've been this person as well, talking about our to-do list, but do we ever put rest on our to-do list? I haven't. I mean, I do now intentionally, but
I started
I don't
doing
know.
it
Yeah. And you know
over the
what?
past couple of years. I have, and I just
I'm
over,
listening.
over the past couple of years I have, and I don't just designate to say, and I know they say, okay, get 8 hours of rest. I don't really ever get 8 hours of rest, but I make sure that I pull back even during the day. And if I can take, 20 minutes, an hour here, or whatever, I might switch it on the back end, because I had to respect my body flow. And if I'm an early morning worker and I feel energized to work in the morning, but I also feel energized to work after 10 o'clock at night, well, I'm not going to be energized to work at, 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm like, siesta it is. So I might take that nap, but I'm still going to get my time in.
I love it. I have so many topics. Look, I'm writing them down as you're talking. That's another topic. I'm going to read this and then we're going to start wrapping it up. And I hate that because this is such a good topic. I love how you talked about having grace and forgiving yourself. And I'm going to read, it says, the best way to release past burdens and trauma is to forgive yourself and choose love instead. If you are not ready to let go, simply honor your willingness to acknowledge it. But, I want to put an asterisk also, salute the willingness, but you still have, in the effort, but you still have to salute the actual movement of doing it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, don't celebrate just the effort, but what's the action as well behind it.
And respect the fact that things are not going to happen overnight. Things might take time and things come in phases where you might have one phase where you get to the next level of interaction, and then it takes time to grow into the next level. That's called life.
Girl,
life is about growth.
Do you know? I just had this conversation with someone 4 hours ago. I'm going through a major shift in my life right now on the back end, and I wanted it to happen yesterday. I cannot have a microwave thought pattern with this, and you just nailed it. You didn't even know it. Speaking of your 6 kids or your 4 kids under the age of 6.
Don't put too much on me.
Alysia.
Yes, ma'am.
You look exactly the same from back home, from back in the day. And for you to have, it's so funny us talking now as women in our age group. We have our gray hair.
Yeah.
I mean, you look exactly the same, and you have the same energy from back in Springfield. I'm going to show you something.
Sure.
Let's see if I can do this. You let me know your thoughts on this, and then we're really going to wrap it up.
But it's just it's so rich. It's so rich. There's so much to say.
The screen's going to go black maybe, but if not, you're still online. Hold on. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try something else.
Yep, there we are.
I can't get rid of our background.
There we are. Yeah. I'm telling, look, we could pose and be like just the same way right now. And watch this. I have my hair was super short. So I literally had, that was what, 89, 88 or 89. And I had a natural back then. Yep. I had my natural hair back out back then and there. So how was I turning like this?
The crazy part is we had the same, because this is going to be an audio podcast. Can you tell people what you're looking at?
Okay, so I'm looking at a picture of Ursula and myself that was taken from Cathedral High School senior prom. Was that your senior prom? That was a junior prom. Okay. So no, I think that was senior. I think that was senior. Because that was a dress that I wore to my senior prom. Because at that time, it wasn't about wearing separate dresses for stuff. Shoot, I had that one dress, I was going to wear it. But anyway, so we're standing next to each other. And corsage is on the wrist. And, imagine like your 80s or your early night, whatever, prom dresses. And it's just, we have the same exact smiles right now. Literally, we have the same exact faces. I mean, it's just us. It's just, we look a little more lived. That's it. We've experienced some things. We look, but it's all in a good thing because it's like fine wine. Like we were kids. We were cute. We were kids. Now we're fine and fabulous.
No. Yep. I found that picture. I could not believe it. And then it came up on my timeline. I said, yes, I'm going to keep this. But, I also put this picture up because it's amazing how like you said, we were kids in this picture and we've grown
like
into
15, like 16, 17.
We were 17 in this picture.
I was 16. I know that for a fact because I graduated actually at 16.
Then I was 17 in the picture then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 17 because I would have been 18 over the summer. Yes, we were
Yeah,
16 and
I was
17.
16. Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
amazing. And now look at
Wow.
us.
Here we are.
And now,
Here we
well,
are.
now we're in our early 30s.
Yeah, okay. Listen, well, watch this. Part of my self-care is I'll be like, I allow people to say, "Oh my gosh, you don't look like you have 4 kids and a grandma, and that you're a grandma. You don't look like you're hitting, 50 this year." But I'll be like, "Thank you. I'm good. Hey, I'm gonna claim it because I'd rather be looking fabulous at 50. Because what the heck is age, right? What is age really? You know what I'm saying? What's age? So we
Exactly.
good.
Let me get a
We're good.
picture
We're
of this.
fabulous.
Maya. There we go. I love it. Let me take it off. So, Alysia, I will say this about you. It was so lovely talking to you. Wait, there we go. Yeah, it was so lovely talking to you today. I mean, who would have guessed that years later, here we are, right? But I will tell you this. Oh, wait, before I ask you, do you have anything coming up, any upcoming events or any channels you'd like to talk about? The
Um,
people know,
well,
like your
sure. You can
YouTube.
always find me on my YouTube. My YouTube is ALC Media Inc. INC. So ALC MEDIA INC ALC Media Inc. Feel free to stop by. I try to keep that updated on different projects that I'm working on, and including a new web show, new web talk show. So I definitely appreciate you stopping by and subscribing. Again, ALC
Mhm.
Media Inc. And yeah, I mean, we're
What about
coming
your
out of a
YouTube channel?
yeah, that's it. So yep, so ALC Media Inc. for that. Um, the name of the show is Media Mama TV, where we kind of just talk about different subjects. I still public speaking. I still dance. I still sing. I'm working with different opportunities now, still helping the radio station WEIB 1063 Smooth FM to grow. I'm working with a gospel group called Provision, part of the next generation of the Gospel Keynotes family. So Jeffrey Newberry Jr. and his group Provision celebrated 15 years, working a little bit now and getting some promotions and some things out with Provision, the group. And again, just living as things begin to open up, doing more artistic endeavors, being mom, being daughter, and being grandma. So just living and just enjoying life and
I
making
love it.
sure that I value myself enough. Look, remember Saturday Night Live back in the day, and looking in the mirror, be like, you are worth it. No, you are. I don't remember. And then in the help, she's like, you is smart, you is kind, you is important. Whatever you need to do to affirm yourself, remember you have made it through some stuff that was designed to take you out. It was supposed to take you out, and you're still here. So remember that, and remember whatever you need to do day by day to keep yourself grounded and open up your mind to recognize the beauty of the craziness that we have, the beauty that is still in the world around us, walking in that space of gratitude, mind, body, and spirit.
Yes, ma'am. You all, if you want to get in touch with Alysia, like she said, please subscribe to her pages. If you go in the description box of this live, you will see her YouTube channel and you can see what she's about. Like this is just a sprinkle of what she does on the
Sprinkles.
motivational speaking for sure. And also please make sure to subscribe to Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. Please go ahead and visit the website, Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together. And oh, Tracy said, you are kind and you are smart and you are important.
Thank you. That's what it was.
And we're going to end on this. Alysia, you have qualified as a Black girl who has her shift together.
I'm honored. Listen, it's a day-by-day journey. Some days you feel like you got it. Some days you're like, what the hell am I doing? But every day I talk to myself and be like, girl, get yourself together. Let's do this. And other days like, take a nap.
Exactly. And for those that are listening on the audio, when I told her that declaration, she gave herself a Wakanda hug. And you're getting a lot of love from Tracy. She's giving a lot of heart. Yeah. I definitely want you to come back. Like we've been talking, like I've been writing down notes for topics. So call me. All right. Stay online. You all have a great evening. And thank you for tuning in to Black Girls Getting Their Shift Together. If anything made your soul vibrate, make sure like, comment, share this web episode with at least 2 friends, just 2 friends. That's all I'm asking. And it was really good to talk to someone from my hometown, 413.
In the house, hashtag 413 represent. Sorry.
That's right. Take care, everyone. And you all have a great evening.
This for the queens, sisters manifesting their dreams. Get your cream by any means and beam with self-esteem. Beauty supreme and Buddha walk so mean. The way you fit in them jeans, you eat your cornbread and greens. Dance or a doctor, red wine or vodka. Redesign your spot and redefine your mantra. Retwist your locks and realign your chakras. Doing your squats and getting closer to God, huh? Brunching with your squad or taking a girl's trip. Adjust your crown, you God's gift to the world, sis. Celestial body, drink your water. Meditate, sun-kissed goddess, heavenly order. Levitate, tribe of Ashanti. Black girl magic, melanin popping. Whether you ratchet or lavish, whether you bougie or savage, you a gift and a treasure. You got to love a black girl getting a shift together. Black girls are getting a shift together. These black girls getting a shift together, man. These